lonely person, even if it's for a moment, right?
Yeah.
Or if we spark some idea or some thought maybe they didn't have, or any of these kind of things, is why we try to do what we do. And it's hard because we talk about really hard stuff. Anyways, are you okay if we go there? And we don't have to, we can go on to whatever else.
So you're saying I get a free therapy session?
Well, we're definitely half-assed therapists.
We are not therapists.
We definitely have our own therapy practice.
We do not.
1-800.
Full of shit. Follow us, we know the way.
This is better than any therapy I've gotten from my other friends. So doubt you can get worse.
It's a challenge.
We're definitely not giving advice.
No.
Even though we might give you a little bit of advice. But we have found from experience that just the process of talking about shit oftentimes is so cathartic and so powerful, even if it's difficult, right?
Yeah.
So once again, are you okay if we go into some of the things that stand out to me? You're totally okay.
Definitely like to respond to anxiety with humor.
I relate.
Shall we dive
That's my
into
love
that?
language. Yes. No, that's... I even tell him, like, we
guys are
need
gonna be
something.
good
Like,
for a
this is not a serious conversation. And I'm like, or no, what do you say? It's like, this is a serious conversation. I'm like, but does it have to be?
Doesn't have it. Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I could make fun of myself the entire time, so why not?
Do that. Uncomfortable silences, uncomfortable stress. Let's make it funny. That's how we know we're safe. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're totally fine. So that alone right there, what you just ended with, that's how we know we're safe. So how long have you been using humor?
Okay, so as long as I can remember, and mostly because it is a way to make people like me, because there is a way to win at life, and if you're not hated, obviously you're doing something right. And I'm saying that, like, in all seriousness, is like, if I can get my therapist to laugh, obviously I'm winning at therapy in my brain, which is not like a healthy coping mechanism, but it makes me funny. So
if people like you, you're winning at life.
yes.
Or you're doing life good.
Yeah.
Or you're safe.
Yeah.
Okay. So for as long back as you can remember, you've been doing that.
Yes.
Okay. So that is a coping mechanism, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a way to control anxiety, fear, whatever else we want to throw on top of that, right? Typically, things like that, coping mechanisms that we need in order to deal with our emotions, pop up because of emotions that we can't deal with.
Yeah.
Hence, we need to create and find some sort of coping mechanism for it. So, your story leads me to believe you have a handful of coping mechanisms, no more probably than anybody else, right? We're all the same.
What details of the story would you exactly point to that were the coping mechanism?
And so
It's been fine. Have you not been listening?
It's been funny.
Yeah.
no, it's very funny. It's a good story and it's a crazy life. But I can relate in some way.
Yeah.
I can relate in some way of like using humor, right? To feel accepted, to feel loved, to feel just worthy of being like around, right? Also, I always have, not always because I'm an adult now. That sounded terrible too. No, I have a past of trying to do wild and crazy things to seek attention, which once again leads to approval and all these kind of different things. And typically the wild and crazy things are like things that are outside of the norm. Like, for example, living on a boat.
My story, wild and crazy.
Quitting figure skating to stick it to the man and then becoming a trapeze artist on the pier. That's a little crazy. Now,
He's not calling you crazy. I know
No,
that's
no,
how
no,
it
no.
came across. That's a little
Honestly,
wild.
looking back at like everything that I've done, if I had probably a diagnosis for anxiety and ADHD when I was younger, this probably would have been better managed. Like, in my head, this is a very funny story that gets me from point A to point B. And within the last 6 months, I've gotten most, I say most, and that is a grain of salt, most of my shit sorted. Like, I feel a lot more rooted. I feel a lot stronger, both in like my self-image, You know, I don't feel like I need to fill everything with silence.